No.
That's what we're calling them.
That's not what we're calling our
repeat
listeners.
offenders.
That's not good.
Listeners, Dave, can you scoot over just a little bit?
Which way?
Center
Towards the album?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to center on the video.
Yeah, that looks nice. I like that.
I feel off-center.
Well, I center with that. I don't
Center
really
with the
give a shit
camera,
how
though,
you
not
feel.
the table.
I need, it's centered with us.
Dave
Yeah.
scoot.
Dave,
Okay, sorry.
yeah, for real though.
See?
I scooted.
Dude.
Tootin' and scootin'.
I understand, Adam, that you've been working a lot, and
Yeah, it was a long day for me. Yeah.
I didn't work as long as you, but wow, the last hour of work today, I was like, get me the fuck out of here. Put me anywhere else. And now I'm here.
Inside of a room that's kind of warm already.
It's so hot in this house.
It's always hot in this house, but I tell you what, since we got the fan
The
going,
fan's good, though.
it makes a difference.
yeah.
It's just move. I just need moving air.
I got a text.
It's a
that-
lot better, yeah.
Yeah.
I got a text while I was at work that it was 85 in the house.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Old houses.
Old houses, baby.
Dude, it was
my house was 80 when I was leaving. So
the day that my wife and his air conditioner shut off and broke.
So rude.
is
It
that
got
just
up to 86.
immediately when you're like, we need to move?
Well, I was like in bed in my underwear with a fan on me, just like this is torture.
I have a picture of it.
Yeah, he does.
I have a
It's
picture of it.
censored.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah,
It's censored.
That makes
There's
sense.
no Jennies, no Bennies and Jennies.
I wish there was a Benny or a Jenny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that would be.
You got to pay for that.
You got to pay for that.
You share the screen with Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, you got it.
I got it.
I got it. That is. Do you
What
know who that
from?
is?
No.
Listen to it again closer and see if you can guess who it
You
is.
share the screen with Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, you got it.
I got it.
Rip in peace. It's Larry King
Is it?
interviewing Tom Segura. There's another part of the interview where he goes, "What's your favorite food? What's your guilty pleasure?" And he goes, "Chocolate souffle."
Soccer souffle?
And he goes, "Chocolate souffle."
Chocolate souffle. Oh, chocolate souffle.
I mean, we have to cut him some slack. He worked for like 100 years straight.
I know, but
he
at
talked for a living.
Yeah.
That
at a
was his
certain
job.
point, and in
Yes,
the video,
but
when he gets Mark Wahlberg, he does it by like throwing it out of his mouth.
Yeah,
Like,
he goes,
Mark Wahlberg.
You shared the screen with Mark Wahlberg. And the timing of Tom Segura, you got it. I got it.
Yeah, I got it. One more time.
one of our
You share the
listeners
screen
in the
with
chat
Mark
is just finding out he's now dead.
Wahlberg.
Yeah, you got it.
I got it.
I got it.
He sounds pretty proud of himself.
I'm adding more to the board. We got that. We got this is
Yeah, what's the limit on the board?
I got plenty of space. I got
theoretically
plenty of
unlimited,
space.
but-
Yeah, I got plenty of space. Here's another one I just added.
Who do you think you are? I am.
Have you seen that video?
No.
Is this
Are
bowling?
we becoming a morning zoo show?
Yes.
Is this? I hope so.
Eventually, all podcasts get there on an infinite timeline,
Perfect.
so we're on our way there.
Perfect. I'm glad we're skipping ahead a little bit. Maybe it's this guy who like wins a bowling competition, and he supposedly had something prepped. He was gonna say he was like super stoked, and he instead yelled,
Who do you think you are? I am.
"I fucking what a cool thing to yell."
Yeah.
And then the final one is from Dave's favorite TikTok.
Oh,
Sue this place.
that's the one I showed you last time.
Oh.
This guy in a
What
golf
was-
cart who keeps
the golf cart thing? Yeah.
he keeps like trying to get in the golf cart and like hits his head on it over and over and over again. And this is my personal favorite from the video.
I'll sue this place.
I'll sue this place.
He's like, God damn it. The guy's like, you got to watch out for your head. He goes, how can I? It's so narrow.
I'll sue this place.
And then I was gonna add a couple other ones, but I air horned without giving us the full morning. Welcome to Don't Feed the Artists. I'm Hagen.
I'm Dave.
I'm Adam.
I was gonna add a sound from The Weeknd. So have you seen the video? It's not entitled Glizzy Guy, but it's a guy who can swallow hot dogs.
No.
So he can take a full hot dog.
I guess I'm missing out. So
He can take a full hot dog and he can swallow it whole and then spit it right back up. Now Jackson thinks it's fake, but he's not here right now.
It's not fake. It's 100% real.
So he
why does he think that's fake?
Because it's like the video is like 360p. It's horrible quality.
It's
like,
conspiracy
Honestly,
theory.
that means it's probably real.
right. Because it's like the guy's like methed out. It's like Mobile homes,
The early 2000s.
like mobile homes,
Yeah.
like not good. And the guy's like, we're gonna go viral with this one, and he just shoots it down his
Do you
throat.
care to do the noise when he
Well, I'll do. Yeah, when he shoots it out, I can do the shoots it out noise.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
if I can do this sucks it in.
sucks
noise.
it in his?
Yeah, it's right. The yeah, and then he swallows it and he goes, "I'm just saying." An entire hot dog comes out of his mouth. And
It doesn't shoot that far.
Yeah,
No, I would imagine,
But he
probably
thinks
not.
he's going to set records doing it.
yeah. I'm just saying.
What's the record he thinks?
Well,
he's
he
gonna
did.
set?
He did about 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I don't
he
feel like
put-
that's the record.
He put 4 hot dogs in.
And 3 came.
out.
3 came out. Yeah. An absolute legend, this man. He hopefully will truly actually go viral one day. So that was one of the many shenanigans of the weekend. We're doing tour stories today, boys.
Tour Stories.
We're doing tour stories. We're doing Toy Story.
Toy Story.
Toy Story 5 or 6, whatever
Five?
they're on.
5, right?
They're on.
I think they made 5.
Did they make 5? No.
think-
I'll figure it out.
They made Toy Story 5.
They're making 5 if they haven't already made it.
That is a bummer.
It's weird.
I just it's crazy because like you actually have a franchise that ended beautifully.
Yeah. And
Like-
you could do all the spin-offs you want to, but they don't have to be sequels.
Yeah, I don't understand why they.
There's 5 of them.
There's 5 of them.
Mm-hmm.
There's 5. A chatter said there's no 5.
No 5.
Oh, it's in development right now. I'm wrong. Apparently, it's without a release date, so around
Probably next year,
2025.
2025, yeah.
I'll sue this place.
You're wrong again, dude. I'll sue this place.
Damn.
Well, yeah. So we're doing Toy Stories today. Toy Story 5 and
Toy
6.
Story 5 and
Yeah.
6.
Yeah, Toy Story
Yeah.
5 and 6.
We were out with our friends from Louisiana. A
Yeah,
band
they're-
called Makeshift Tapedeck.
Makeshift Tapedeck. Good friends of ours from Louisiana. We've actually had some of them on the show in the past. There used to be in a band called Astro Motel and Jig the Alien. Astro Motel had their own episode, and Jig the Alien was on the Jago Fest.
I was going to say
episode.
they were in the room too, at least on the first one.
Yeah. So
There were a lot of
boys.
people in that room.
they're old friends. We've been like kind of booking each other's shows since like 2017 probably.
Yeah.
And they're just some of the best dudes ever. There's not a lot of people that I would like to do like a duo like tour or short run with, like, hey, let's go on tour with this other band. Most bands I'm like, for what fucking reason?
Yeah.
Why would we do that? And this was just a fucking blast.
It was so much fun.
I feel like whenever we do tour stories, we tend to kind of haphazardly tell stories. And I was thinking perhaps have like a little more organization to it. We can still jump around.
Okay.
But I also want to talk a lot about the nature of gigs themselves, and especially out of town gigs.
Yeah.
And this weekend has inspired something that I'm going to be working on, and I'll have it done at least by the end of the year. I'll probably before then. Is I'm going to make a Don't Feed the Artist bingo card for gigs, for a musician and for viewers of shows to take with them. And there's a couple like faux pas. There's a lot of faux pas that exist for shows, and we witnessed about all of them.
Pretty much all of them.
We witnessed so many of these.
Most
over
of
the
them within
weekend.
the first night.
Yeah, but before we get
Going
there,
for bingo right off the bat.
Yeah.
before we get there, I also have to say that this weekend, not aside from fun, was just for some reason like I did something wrong to someone, and I just kept like fucking basically running into every wall possible. Not actually, but just I every embarrassing situation I found it.
It's like when there's something that could happen that could just for some reason like go wrong.
Yeah,
You're
it
like,
just becomes Hagen's problem.
yeah, well,
No.
it happened to Hagen. For example, we walk up to the venue in Austin as they're opening. The venue
Which
opens
was
at
the
7.
first night.
Yeah.
It was 5 minutes after they're supposed to open.
It was 5 minutes after it was supposed to open. And
Everybody
Hagen,
knows bars and venues open on time.
Hagen, being the decisive person that he is the first one to open the door because everyone's kind of just standing around like, well, what do we do? And Hagen's like, you open the fucking door.
Yeah, they're supposed to be open. Yes.
7:05, Hagen pulls the door. The 2 doors don't really come unhinged right away, and he just pulls it and it flies open. And the girl behind the door was like, I was gonna open that. We're still opening up.
Yeah, you're supposed to wait for me
You're supposed to wait
that.
for me to do that.
Okay.
And then Dave tries to make the situation a little calmer, and he goes, "Sorry about my friend."
Sorry about my friend.
And she goes, "Yeah, some people just don't know how doors and businesses work." And I was like, "Fuck. We haven't even started yet."
Yeah, and
Yeah,
not
I've never heard of business hours before.
not only
Holy
that,
shit.
we're not from there. So we don't know that.
Yeah, they know you're the out of town. Well, both of y'all are out of town bands.
You can make the assumption that we're the out of town band, but whatever. Like some people just have bad days too. It's crazy. So
She turned out to be a sweetheart.
Yeah,
she was
yeah,
super
yeah.
nice to us.
So then,
I mean, to be fair, if I were an employee and some people just randomly open the door, I'd be kind of mad too.
Yeah,
at
but
first.
like then
after you figure out, oh, they're the band, they don't know. It's also hot as shit outside.
it's after you're supposed to be open.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do?
You're
It's
not
a
opening the door and being like, "Give me a beer."
Also, you probably can lock that door.
Yeah.
So why not
Yeah.
wait?
Yeah.
To unlock it until you're ready to I'll just pull on it and go, oh, it's locked. Boom. Problem.
it's not like you
fucking
broke
solved.
open the door.
Yeah.
not at all. And you can't go and in your position you can't go, sorry, I didn't know that. I'm not from here.
I
You
just
can't
said-
meet angry with angry.
I just said, oh, I'm so sorry, and that didn't work.
And it also didn't help that in that scenario, everybody was like, Hagen, you fucking idiot. So it makes it
Yeah.
worse for Hagen because he's
Yeah.
just like, oh my God.
Good to see you too, assholes.
Yeah.
But that does make sense that that's how people would respond.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we, I've kind of calmed down a little bit from that. We ordered food. This place, they have like upstairs. They have like a mom and pop run Italian food place.
Yeah.
It is amazing. So fucking good. So that's called Marinara Miracles. We said the venue name last week. I thought about this. And I was like, should we say? And I was like, yeah, it's fine. So Valhalla in Austin. Truly amazing time. Like I'm not shit talking the venue at all. Just like just that interaction.
Just lock your door.
So then our friend is loading in, who's playing in the first band.
From Austin.
Yeah, he's
we haven't
loading
seen
in.
him yet.
And
Well, because he knows they don't open right at 7.
Yeah, so just to set the scene of the bar, there's a circular bar in the middle, or a circular, like, you can go up and order
Yeah,
drinks. In the middle of the venue. On one side, there's no stage. On the other side, the stage is there. So we were on the side with no stage. And this guy, our friend, walks in on the other side. So he's about to load on stage.
And I yelled at him because we gave him shit for his haircut last time we saw him. I yelled at him, cut your hair! There's two problems.
I think you might have said, cut your hair, you fucking loser.
Oh, maybe. Sure, that's fine. There's two problems. There's two problems here. The first problem is I forgot that friend is hard of hearing.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't have heard me anyway.
I didn't know that. This makes it funnier.
Second of all, the sound guy was standing directly in front, like in between us.
Sure.
And had long hair.
Yeah.
We hadn't met him yet.
So he just thinks you're an asshole telling him to cut his hair.
So
Yes.
I'm just...
There's two people that worked downstairs at that
Yeah.
venue. The lady who got mad at Hagen for opening the door, and the sound guy who thinks that Hagen said, cut your hair, you fucking loser. And this sound guy turned around and gave him the dirtiest look. And I was just like, oh fuck, the sound guy thinks you said that.
I was very quickly like, oh, I was yelling at my friend, and I think he moved past it super fast, but I was just like, fucking, are you kidding? Just I cannot fucking like, it's just
It just kept happening.
it was impossible. It was impossible for me to like find a clean way into any scenario this weekend. It was a fucking lose. So then we're good there. The venues, I'm embarrassed. I'm dealing with it. That's fine. We get all the gear in. We're setting up, and we play to a pretty solid crowd, a pretty fun crowd. And the sound was interesting. It's one of those places that has like monitors up top instead of
no floor monitors.
Okay. Yeah.
So drums have a monitor next to them, but all the monitors for the front people were up top instead of on the ground, which is a little tough for some
Is
hearing
that a little
situations.
weird? But
Super weird.
Yeah. But let me back up. There are two show faux pas that I want to talk about that happened this evening.
Yeah, yelling at the sound guy.
Nope.
No.
That's not a show faux pas.
A show pas.
A show pas.
Show pas.
Maybe I should call the bingo card that.
Show pas.
Show pas. So there were two show pas that happened. And the first one is one that I've almost certainly talked about on this show before.
But just to reiterate.
I'm going to talk about it forever because everyone needs to know this. So this is, if you're a drummer, this is the most important piece of information I can tell you. And if you think I'm going to say practice or whatever, it's not that. It's get your fucking shit off the stage.
If you're playing a show with multiple bands and you're not backlining the drum kit, get your shit off the stage as fast as you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've kind of talked about this before, I think on the show at least. About
Certainly.
like that doesn't mean take apart everything on the stage. It means get
not-
it off of the stage.
Do not pack up on stage.
If you have your drums, if you have your toms on your kick, take that whole thing.
I'm sorry, you got comfortable, and I'm gonna fuck with your comfortability. This is for the video only. This is what you do when you want to load off the stage quickly. Is you grab the whole stand and you pick up the whole stand.
Yeah.
You don't like take off the fucking take off the one thing at a time and then put it in a bag. Now. Ian says no cymbal bags allowed on stage. I have my cymbal bag on stage.
That's it, because if you want to do a cymbal change.
Or just whatever. Like, it's just a thing I can have, and that's not a big deal. But the really big thing is that when you're loading off the stage, you need to grab, like, your shit and go.
And when your shit is done, start grabbing other people's shit if they're still on stage.
Yeah, sure.
Get off the stage as fast as possible.
Yeah.
The first band before us, the drummer was doing the one piece at a time.
Yeah.
And
he really wanted a back line, too.
yeah.
And I was
He
like,
wanted Hagen to use his drum kit.
Yeah.
So I kindly, maybe not so kindly, went to the front of the stage and I went, hey, man, you can do all that off stage. We're just trying to, like, let's get off. So while Hagen's setting up, you can be tearing down.
Yeah.
It's a nice way of saying get the fuck off the stage. Get off the stage.
It was great. Dave walked up to me and he's like, I told that guy to get off the stage.
Yeah, I felt really good about it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have a history of impulse, of being impulsive when it comes to emotionally wanting to get something out. Whether it's a stranger or someone I know, I just speak my mind impulsively. Sometimes I do it and I immediately don't feel good. Sometimes I do it and I feel really good about it. I felt really good about that one.
Yeah. I think that's fair.
Because he did it. And
Nobody's at a show to watch people pack up stuff on the stage.
Right.
Yeah.
And he watched every band set the whole night and had a great time.
Yep.
He was a really nice guy too.
Yeah.
So there was no bad blood. You weren't embarrassed by that. I'm sure if I would have said it that night, it would have been a big problem.
He might have been like, I have
It would
a
have gone worse.
physical disability that
Yeah.
and you would have been like, well, fuck me.
So the other show, Pa, that this is for front people in particular. This one's first one's kind of a small one. Just don't tell me it's a new song. I don't care. I don't care. You can tell me it's a new song if you can figure out a nice way to say it. If you can say, like, this is a new song, super stoked to play it for you guys.
Yes.
Like, or it's unreleased, that kind of thing. But if you say this is a new song, be kind to us.
Bear with us.
Dude, I'm gonna be fucking rude.
Yep.
I'm gonna fucking trash your song.
If you're not confident in your song, I'm not gonna care to listen as much. Honestly,
even worse, I would say, if you tell me that, I'm going to be looking for mistakes.
yeah. If you're like, this is new, we've never played it before, we never even rehearsed it. You're like, oh, cool. Why are you doing this? Then?
Yeah. This is a cover we're trying for the
You
first
don't
time.
have to do this.
Don't say it.
Yeah.
Don't say it.
And then
especially because if they're your songs to piggyback on it, if they're your songs and you
nobody's
wrote
gonna
them,
know.
no one's going to fucking know if you made a mistake.
Yeah.
You'd have to make a
don't say it.
really big mistake.
Yeah.
And definitely, you're right. People would be looking for them more.
100%.
That. And then the other thing is, it can be fun to do like the sad boy thing on stage.
Mm-hmm.
It can definitely really quickly go south. Like the self-deprecating thing on stage.
Yeah.
It can be like, I've seen some people do a really great job of doing the self-deprecating thing, but there are also times like this weekend where I was like, yo, I think we need to call someone.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is not
If
good.
the crowd goes, oh, you've gone too far.
What was that in reference to, if you remember and can say?
How do we say it?
I honestly, I only remember one of them, which was like I'm a front woman in an all male band. I'm supposed to get bullied. Ha ha.
Yeah.
I remember that one.
Yeah, but I bully them too. It's just they make me cry.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then they said, you can bully me. I'm used to it.
Yeah.
To the audience.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I wanted to be like, your band's just okay. As like the lightest
bully you
I
possibly
could do.
So
Because
it's
they
just
were a
like-
really good band.
Yeah, they were great. It's just like these little tiny things that can go
Yeah.
a really long way and make everyone's time
I mean,
a lot easier.
People figure that out, I think, the more you play.
Yeah.
It's very common, like a thing of like bands that are playing at house shows are doing this is a new song, we've never played it before. It's like, nobody here cares, but also you'll learn to not do that. But
Now, this is some shit talk I will do, and it's not about a specific band. It's about the city of Austin. I think that there's like
Get them.
I think there's
I
like
think this is totally, whatever you're about to say is totally justified. Austin's overrated.
I think there's an air of Austin musicians. Like there's just something in the air as an Austin musician where you like no one's really showing you the ropes. and yet you're also like this. You might have a bit of pretentiousness to you. You also view yourself as a little bit bigger, but you still are doing like baby's first gigs kind of shit. You know,
you're still playing the same shows.
Yeah, not even that. Just like you could play a bunch of different venues, but you're gonna be doing the same thing each night. You're gonna walk in with this like young, pretentious attitude. Potentially, not everyone does this, but like I just encountered this with Austin musicians a lot.
It's more likely to come up,
And no one like the community doesn't really feel like we're trying to build like people up, and more of just that vibe. You know, it's just a weird. I don't know.
It's for such a big place. It feels like a lot of the bands that we've seen exist in some sort of a bubble.
The bubble is Austin.
I mean, Denton has a bubble, but it's a different kind of bubble. It's like, oh, it's funny. We're all playing these gigs and not getting paid, isn't it?
But the cool thing about Denton is that you have Dallas and Fort Worth right there. You have your grounds,
nearby stuff to go make it.
Yeah, you have a place to kind of go do something and like learn from what you're doing instead of just kind of like existing in that bubble.
Right. Well, all of the venues in Austin, they have more than we do, obviously. So that that means you can go to a bunch of different ones and be like, well, I'm still playing cool shows. And it's like, well, you're doing the same thing, though. It's just a different place.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
we had the usual show pause of like sound check. Don't play while other people are sound checking.
We did like on our last Fun Friday, we did a run through of like how to sound check. And this is something that like we could go over again and again and again. But there's a few rules. I mean, like just know how to get a monitor mix.
Yeah.
That's like one of the biggest things here. But yeah, I mean, aside from really the show pause weren't a big deal. It's just like little tiny things like that. When you're playing 3 shows in a weekend with the same band, same group of people, it's like you just notice every little tiny thing.
And we're trying to keep the crowd.
Yeah,
the turnaround is important.
Yeah.
It's not just that we're anxious to get on stage.
Yeah.
Well, and again, depending on where the venue is too, you're competing with all the other venues nearby or other things to go to.
Yeah.
It's not like certain places in Louisiana where y'all have played where it's like that's the thing to do.
Yeah.
It's okay if you take your time there because nobody's going to leave.
Yeah. So we play that show. It's a good show. We sell some merch. We sold merch every night.
Every night.
Which is great. So
very thankful for that.
We decide we hang out for a little bit, tear down, pack up. Our Airbnb host is working at this new bar in Austin called Yup. And it is the vibe.
I loved it.
It was the vibe, especially for like 1 a.m. Just did the gig. Let's go. Let's check out this bar. It was cold. It was chill. It was quiet.
In somewhat of a basement.
Somewhat. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I was all about it. So great time in Austin all around. My favorite. The best thing about Makeshift Tapedeck, aside from their personalities, is that they always have their phones out and they're always filming and taking pictures.
Yeah.
And I carried Jackson uphill. We're going to get hot dogs after the second bar.
Diddy dog.
And carrying Jackson, and I'm so glad they caught this on video. I was walking by them, and Dave goes, "It's okay. He works out." The guy goes, "I know. I can tell."
Walking by these random people. yeah. Because that guy was like, "Damn, dude."
Yeah.
I was like, "He works out." He's like, "I can
tell." Did he say like, "Look at those pants"? Look at those skinny jeans.
Like that. Yeah. The person that owned the Airbnb was super stoked that we all went there because it being a new bar, they didn't have a bunch of people there. To be fair, it was also like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
But it was like the 6 of us because there's 3 people in each band, and then we had some friends with us who just piled into this place, and they were like, "Hi!" We were like, "We're here now."
Yeah.
And then the next morning, I was absolutely in heaven because there was workout equipment on the roof of our Airbnb.
Yep.
It was great. It was so nice.
On the roof, there's like a little thing on the roof.
Yeah.
It's even further up.
That led to the workout equipment.
Yeah.
So I was mostly a pretty happy boy in Austin, I'd say.
Yeah.
I'd say Austin was even though aside from all the embarrassment, it was a lot of fun. And then we made our way to San Antonio, which is not far. For those who don't know, Austin to San Antonio is like an hour and a half,
at most
2 hours with stops.
Yeah, like
little guy in the back has to pee a lot.
Yeah.
It's between those 2 cities. Yeah, it's not that far.
We got in the car. He's like, "I have to pee."
I mean, okay.
So we
started the day with you backing out of that fucking driveway, which took really long time.
That was fine. That was fine.
Is this like backing up onto like a busy street?
It was a very narrow, very long driveway with 2 strips of concrete down the whole thing.
Yeah.
So you had to stay in the strips. And
There was nowhere for you to turn around? That's too
no,
bad.
0.
Maybe, but it would have been tough.
Yeah.
So we of course hit Kirby Lane because the Louisiana boys hadn't been. That was great.
It was good. Of the band Slam Pig waited on us at Kirby Lane.
Slam Pig was the last band of the night, and Slam Pig is great. But the singer for Slam Pig, like during the set, puts on a pig mask.
Okay,
I'll show you
sure,
the video
yeah.
after we're done. And he has an incredibly diverse voice for like screaming, and it looks effortless.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Do you guys want coffee?"
Yeah, and then he was our server at Kirby Lane. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was so coincidental. It was like wild.
Yeah.
So we get to Santa Fe. Wow, San Antonio.
That's far drive.
That's far. Yeah. And the first thing we do is go to the Riverwalk because the Louisiana boys want to go to the Riverwalk. Yeah.
If they've never been there, that's a cool thing to go do, and it's very weird that it exists, like in Texas.
Yeah. It's a little strange.
I think it's great. It's just strange.
We had the opportunity to go to Margaritaville and go to
Rainforest Cafe.
I'll say this:
If you want to make Jackson,
for those who have watched the show before, or maybe even listened, you can tell Jackson's not like an unhappy person, but like he's got like a little bit of like a colder demeanor, perhaps. Right? Is that a fair way
A
of
little
putting it?
unhappiness towards the world.
he gets joy at a few things.
Specific things.
As soon as we walked into Rainforest Cafe, not even like we didn't eat. We just walked in and then went to like the gift shop.
Look at the little animatronic things or whatever.
I mean, he was
Had an unshakable like smirk on his face.
lit up,
It was uncontrollable.
And one of the people we were with, Joel from Makeshift Tapedeck, he was like, "You know that there's a Rainforest Cafe in Dallas?" And he's like, "Yeah, and like,
And it's not the same.
Jackson comes out of the bathroom. He goes, "They got animals in there," and it wasn't like he wasn't being funny. Like he was
excited.
So
Yeah.
happy. So we checked out the Rainforest Cafe and then we kind of just roamed around. We decided to go on one of the boat tours of the Riverwalk.
As you do, yeah.
And the journey of the boat tour was one thing, but we had to sit there and wait before
in the 107-degree sun.
we got started. Because part of the boat tour is covered because it's just like kind of enclosed, right?
Yeah.
But we had to sit there and just wait.
You had to wait for more people to show up?
Yeah. It was
was
fucking brutal.
yeah.
It was brutal.
It turned everybody upset pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I burn very easily, and I got burnt within 5 minutes.
Oh, and yeah, you were out in the afternoon, right? So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And during the boat tour, so before we departed on the boat, our tour guide was like, there are a couple of rules. No vaping. I was like, fuck. No, obviously no smoking, whatever. No standing up, and no standing up and touching the bridges.
Yeah.
So we got to a bridge where I could reach it while I was
Sitting down,
and
so
I
you
did
put
it.
your hand up. Yeah.
and I did it.
Everybody was like, and I immediately, like a toddler,
I mean, yeah, those are the rules.
I looked back at the guy that was like the tour guide, and he gave me a side eye. He's just like, it looked like he was so pissed, but quietly to himself. And then
He's just revising the rules for next time.
yeah. Because I found
No touching the bridge, even if you're tall and you can reach it by sitting down.
Yeah, I found a loophole, and I was like, I can't not do this. I have
you
to
have
do
to do
this,
it, yeah.
and I did it, and then I felt
Fucking
bad.
sitting here, it's hot. I want to
Yeah.
touch the bridge.
But then we went back under the same bridge, and I didn't do it again.
And you looked straight at him and made sure he knew you didn't do it.
Yeah,
Dude, he didn't touch the bridge.
yeah. See, I learned from my mistake.
Truly incredible. I
Yeah.
can't believe you. Wow.
Yeah.
So that was. I mean, the Riverwalk was fun. It was just like
Yeah.
it's hot.
Yeah. It's I think the Riverwalk is cool, but it's not the time of year to go there.
It needs more bathrooms.
That's also true.
That is a big.
And the secret
problem.
is to just go into a hotel and pretend you're staying there and just act like you're supposed to be there.
Yeah, that's the big.
That goes for
I'm good at
everywhere. That goes for everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. I had to buy a water bottle to use the Jimmy John's bathroom.
I'm just talking about like just everywhere in
yeah, of
life.
course,
Like
yeah.
New York, people are like, "Oh, there's no bathrooms in New York that are public." You're like, yeah, there are. You pretend you're staying at the fancy hotel, and then you just go to the bathroom.
Yeah. So after the Riverwalk, we go chill for a little bit, and then we make our way to the venue in San Antonio. Now, there was an instance we played in Houston in February, and we pulled up to the venue, and Jackson said out loud, "If we play outside, I will." And then I'm not going to finish the sentence. Maybe you could figure out what that is though. And we played outside that night. It was cold.
There was a stage outside.
Yeah, we
Different problem from right now.
we pulled up to this one. We saw the stage, and we were all like, "If we play outside,
Yeah.
fuck."
The stage is in the back of the venue.
Yeah,
I was like, maybe there's something on the inside. They walk us in, or we go in the front door. In the front area, there's no stage. There's like a U-shaped
there's
venue.
a space where you
Okay.
could have a band.
Space where you could. There was some sound equipment there. We were like, we can make this work. Hopefully, this is it. We go around to the other side of the bar. We meet the lady who hired us or got us to play there, the booker, I guess. And there was no stage on the other side. And she goes, "Yeah, you guys will just be out here." I was like, "Fuck."
Yeah. So
And
This is important information to tell people in advance. In
You're
you
Texas.
right.
have
You're
no
right, Adam.
idea.
So then we're standing outside with the lady who booked us, and she goes, "You guys brought sound equipment, right?" And
Nice.
I was like, did we talk about that? Was it on the thing? And she was like, "I'm pretty sure, yeah." And as I was saying that to the lady, Hagen and Jackson were like frantically looking up whether
to
or
find
not
out
it
no.
was not in there.
Right. So what had happened
Yeah,
was
I think y'all are organized enough. You would have known that was the case.
we would have
Yeah.
said no. We would have said we can't.
Right. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like you would have seen that and been like, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happened was this is a newer space. They're like it's not a newer bar, but they're newer to shows.
Sure,
And like they're sending out like artist agreements basically, and in those artist agreements they mention all of the information that we didn't have, and we just never got that piece of paper.
Cool.
But here's the cool thing. We've encountered this before, and we're like, cool, we can pivot, we can figure out
Yeah.
what to do. And we did, but the coolest part was that the manager and the person who booked us pivoted before we could.
Yeah.
She was like, cool, I have some stuff. I will call my friend who has the other stuff, and we will have sound.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
There you go.
And she was like, "I'm so sorry for this." And we were like, "No, we're all in this together. Let's figure it out. We can do this."
Yeah. Yeah. My personal favorite part of the whole night is once we got the sound equipment going, I was like, cool, it's here. And then I went inside and I came back out and they're like, we can't get it to work. I was like, okay. It's the same speaker that I used at my house for rehearsals. So I was like, okay, let me see what's up.
I thought you were going to say like they found out there's no plugs outside or something.
That
There was
a
one
whole-
plug.
That was a whole other issue.
There was a quad. There was one quad.
That's not how that's not how
everything-
power works usually.
Everything running off the same circuit.
Yeah.
And she assured us though. She was like, "We've had massive death metal shows here, and we've never had a blown fuse."
Just takes one.
Yeah, exactly. And we were like, there's at least 2 trios, so we should be fine on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I go out there and they're like, it's not working, it's not working, it's not working. And I unplug. Well, first of all, it was plugged into the wrong place. So I unplugged it, plugged it into where it should have been. They're like, we already tried that, and then it worked. And I was like, they were like, oh my god, you fixed it.
Oh my god, the drummer fixed the
Yeah.
sound.
Someone also
Little
asked,
did they know.
Someone also asked me if I had like mic cables and certain like stuff with me. I was like, I'm the drummer.
Yeah, but you're a very prepared
You
drummer.
do, yeah. You give off the appearance
know
of being
theory.
super prepared and
the
with it.
appearance.
You know theory.
Well, I mean, that can't help fix sound, but that can help. Like
Sure. Yeah.
you've helped. I've been in
In
rehearsal
theory,
with
you know how to fix it.
where I've asked the people that like you've got me to sub in bands, and I'm like, hey, guy who wrote the song, what chord are you playing there? And he's like, I don't know. And you're like, oh, it's a C sharp minor. I'm like, thank you, drummer. So you know shit.
I know
You're
shit.
handy.
Yeah. Well, I've
Handyman Hagen.
gotten better at the audio stuff since we like have upgraded all the shit here for the
Yeah.
show.
And coincidentally, the PA that night was the one
Same
you
that
have.
I have here, but I didn't do shit. I didn't do shit. I didn't do that. I just unplugged and plugged it back in. But
I mean that does work a lot.
it does. It's crazy. So we the sound is solved. But I do feel like it's really important to back us up a little bit and talk about the superstars of the venue. There was I don't know how old they were. How old do you think they were?
Mid-40s.
Really?
Mid-40s, early.
That guy was
early.
not.
What
That-
do you think he was?
He was a guy. He's got to be in his 50s, maybe 60s.
He was a natural 50 crystal meth 45.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
I think I don't think he was on meth.
I feel like that explanation can tell you what he looks like.
Yes.
And his wife and sister were there. We get there at 7:30, and they are already fucking hammered. and they are so excited to see music. So awesome, super cool.
This guy was like, "What kind of music do you guys play?" We're like, "Rock and roll, I guess." He's like, "Oh, I'll see if I like it."
Yeah, one of
We
those
were like,
dudes.
"Oh," he's like,
He's
"I don't
like,
know.
"All right, man."
I'm a drummer. I'm buying a keyboard and a loop pedal because I can't be in bands with people."
So these guys,
He's one of those guys.
are sitting outside the whole time that we're dealing with all the shit we're dealing with, and there's a couple interactions that were just absolutely.
Wait, hold on. They're hanging out outside in 100-degree heat,
Yes.
drunk at
They went
whatever time.
They went inside to go
7:30.
get drinks and then came back out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the
All
first
right.
the first
I mean,
thing
that says,
happened
that
is-
says a lot about the person.
Yeah.
Yeah, the meth. So, so the first thing that happened was, it's hot. We all kind of decided, like Jackson sent a text that was like, "I'm going to be wearing shorts sometimes this weekend," and I was like, "Cool, I will be wearing shorts sometime this weekend."
Yeah, it's Texas. That's fine.
Yeah.
As the video watchers can tell, Hagen's a fan of the short
I'm a
shorts.
fan of short shorts, so I was wearing short shorts, and one of the women tells me to take my shirt off. I don't remember what was before that. I just remember hearing "take your shirt off."
They were noticing that the makeshift dudes and some of the people in Moniker had short shorts on, and they were like, "Wow, so many short shorts." And then they looked at you, and you were standing up on the tall
stage, yeah.
by himself, setting up his drums. And this girl goes, "Take your shirt off." Hagen was like,
I was like,
No, thank you.
Yeah, I was like, "No, I'm self-conscious," and she was like, "Well, I can't tell with those short shorts."
and he goes, "I'm self-conscious from
Yeah,
here."
that's very different.
As soon as that conversation was done, Meth Man took his shirt off. His wife is there. His
Wife, sister, or wife and sister?
wife and sister. It's
They're two
that's
different people.
Really, really good question though. Really good question.
I confused them a couple times.
Yeah.
They kept going, "No, I'm his sister," and I was like, "Okay."
I didn't talk to them enough for that.
I can't help it.
refused.
I'm like a fucking fly trap, or like a
For
those
people
electric.
who may or may not do meth.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then shortly after that, they're also smoking cigarettes, and they didn't have a lighter. So they're asking all of us if we have a lighter.
I mean, you don't know you need one of those.
We don't smoke. Yeah, exactly. We don't smoke. Dave vapes. We don't have lighters. One person in Makeshift Tapedeck had a lighter, so he became their lighter boy. And it got to the point where they walked up to him and they were
Merch opportunity. You need to sell lighters.
like, "Yeah, I guess,
Yeah.
yeah."
$25 lighter.
We'll get to them with the merch. So they start walking up to Joel and they start going just right in his face, "Lighter, lighter, lighter, lighter." Like, oh my God, what is this?
But the guy goes, "Give me a lighter."
Big Kahuna.
Yeah, give me a lighter, Big Kahuna. His
had a
shirt said
shirt.
Big Kahuna on it.
But as soon as they called him Big Kahuna, he was like,
hold
"What
on. How old did you say this guy was?
I said he was 50, a natural 50, a meth 45.
Okay, because that's like 50 to 60-year-old man territory.
Yes.
It's like your shirt is your name now. Your high voice.
So he goes, "Give me a lighter, Big Kahuna." And Joel, the lead singer of Makeshift Tape Deck, goes, "You could ask nicely." And the guy goes, "I'm not a fucking nice guy." And Joel goes, "I'm not a nice guy either," and kind of like changed his demeanor.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh fuck, Joel's about to fight a meth head."
Yeah,
And
we
I-
haven't even solved the sound issue.
I could
yet.
I could totally see that happening too.
Well, it's 106. We were at the river.
no,
walk.
I just mean having met him. Like,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Great guy, salt of the earth, sweetheart.
yeah, but he could instantly switch to I'm not having this.
He's not.
Yeah.
He won't take shit.
Yeah.
So anyway, he gives him his lighter. At this point, I personally kind of was like, "All right, they are a part of the show. These three are not going anywhere.
Yeah, they live here.
They're not going to get any better,
Fucking townies, man.
and they're a part of the show."
Yeah.
Okay.
So the first band plays. They play a short set because they had another gig that night. That's a show paw. I'll talk about that in a second.
Yep.
That's a show
Yeah,
paw.
you can't accidentally book two shows. Sorry.
When there's touring bands. What
No,
are you
I just
doing?
mean in general. Like you have
Yeah.
a calendar on your phone. Everybody does. You
Yeah.
can figure it out.
Right. So so they play, they get off, we load on, and we're about to start playing, and Jackson does the whole, "Hey, we're Moniker from Dallas," and one of the girl goes, "That's my name," and we're like, "Moniker?"
It's spelled MNKR. She was like, "Yeah, Monica."
Yeah.
And we're like, "Oh God, no."
Yeah, that's
Oh fuck.
you guys need to make some merch that says that.
And she goes, "It's my birthday." We were like,
No, that's when it's our birthday too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Okay, so the entire set, they're like right up at the stage, and there's one point where they walk up to the stage, like they're gonna start talking, and Jackson's like for one of our songs he has like a little like talk intro where he starts playing the song and starts kind of like talking.
Imaginary friend.
Yeah.
And you've seen us play before.
Yes, once or twice.
It took you a year and a half to listen to the record, but you got it.
It did, because I'd seen it before live.
Sure.
You got it.
Yeah, you got it.
I got it.
Yeah.
So he's doing that thing. They're walking up like they want to start a conversation, and he's like, "Fuck no!" He says in the mic, "I'm gonna start singing now."
It was so funny. Now, there's a show paw for people who are at shows. If you're not in the bands, don't talk to the people on stage.
Yeah, that one. That one was,
unless they're like invitationally, like trying to talk to you and engage with the audience. That's totally fine.
Spoken to.
That one was
nobody's here to see you in the audience.
Yeah,
hang out and talk.
Yeah,
it was such a small crowd that it was okay, and like it's kind of fun when you kind of have like that like. Because we actually knew someone in the crowd, coincidentally.
Weirdly enough.
Super weird.
Yeah.
But we didn't recognize that we knew the person. And so, like, total backstory to this. This venue is next to a Taco Bell.
Okay.
And by, like, next to, I mean directly next to a Taco Bell.
That's not what I expected.
The only light we had on stage was the glistening light of Taco Bell.
Yeah. So like...
that kind of makes sense, though.
Yeah.
The more you describe this place,
But it was a nice place. They were called, like, the number one best new dive bar.
Yeah.
It was a dive bar.
It was.
Yeah.
So we're...
My favorite kind of bar.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we're talking to... like, the crowd is talking to us, and I ask one of the guys, like, what's your Taco Bell order? He's like, everything.
Everything.
yeah. And then we found out that we knew this person.
Yeah,
it was
we knew
wild.
this guy from pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Absolutely crazy. So we play our set. It's a pretty good set. We have like just one speaker. And so then we get to the point where we're tearing off the stage. And it's time for the crazy people, the Monica and the Meth 45, to come buy some merch. They bought merch from the first band.
Hold on.
Okay.
Meth Man, I guess we're calling it Meth 45.
I like both. Both are fine.
Yeah. Walks up to the side of the stage. He's like, I gotta go pee. And he walks up to the side of the stage and he's peeing through the fence next to the stage, next to my side of the stage. And he's peeing for a long time. At this point, he still has no shirt on, but he also has taken off his shoes and his socks.
He's like rubbing his bare feet in the ground.
Actively. And there's glass.
glass.
This man...
Facing the Taco Bell or no?
Facing the Taco Bell drive-thru.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm sure he was seen.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm sure that something was seen. Yeah.
He starts peeing a lot. Like I could hear it.
I mean, he's been there all day.
And I think if I stepped to the back of the stage and take a little look to the right, I could have seen his twig and berries. That he was very like not shy about it.
Yeah.
So he kept peeing. It was like Austin Powers. He kept peeing, and I was like, "Man, are you still peeing?" And he goes, "One time, I filled up an entire toilet bowl with my pee."
Okay.
Filled an entire toilet bowl with piss.
It's a very accurate measurement.
That's a lot.
Impossible.
Yeah. That's like a gallon, maybe 2 gallons. Let's
Anyone-
look this up. Let's
anyone-
fact check this out.
I don't think that's how toilets work. I think the water would start going down because of gravity. But
Anyone in the chat right now on the live stream, anyone who's listening right now, type if you have filled an entire toilet bowl with your piss. Email us at itwasme@don'tfeedtheartist.com. Let us know that you were the one that filled an entire... Because otherwise, I think it's impossible.
There's 7 gallons per flush. This man is a liar.
Well, what's the average amount you piss? What's the average amount of gallons you piss?
Now I'll look that up.
That's important. That's an important part of this number.
I mean, I'm thinking like 7 gallons. That's you might die if you had to piss that much.
Yeah, what are you
250
doing?
to 400 milliliters.
How many milliliters in a gallon?
How many freedom
Now,
units?
okay, welcome to Don't Feed the Math person.
Don't feed the mathematician.
How many? Yeah, there you go. How many milliliters in a gallon?
Or you could just convert that, but yeah.
There are 3,785.
Oh
not
my
helpful.
God, he did not fill
There's
a
not even
toilet
close.
bowl.
That man turns out to be a liar.
Unless
crazy.
no, he might be accurate if he just doesn't flush his toilet, which would make sense with the meth.
Oh, yeah.
I can see that.
We're taking you on the road.
Yeah. True.
I've done that before.
Yeah, you have.
You have. So we finish. It becomes merch time, and they already bought merch from the first band who left, and
Not named Monica.
No.
yeah. So then they walk up. And they want to see all the merch. They're looking at shit. I'm like, I'm not talking to these people at all. But I can just hear them looking at the merch, everything. And they buy a lot of shit. and they buy everything. In fact, they then asked if they could have a button and a sticker. And she reaches her entire hand in the bowl of buttons, which easily could have just had every pointy thing
Yeah, that's
possible,
not a great idea.
and somehow grabbed like 10.
Okay.
10.
Then for the rest of the night, they bought merch from every band, and the rest of the night, they're constantly complaining about how they spent hundreds of dollars on merch, and whether we put them in the negative in their bank account. I'm like, that is easily not our problem.
If you didn't do that with the booze you already drank, I'm fucking surprised.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they're keeping track of what they've spent.
They're just guessing at that point.
So I missed all this merch stuff. I didn't see them buy any merch.
Is this why Jackson messaged me and he's like, "Hey, I need to make some new buttons"?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Because
exactly
of that
why.
one person.
Yeah. I was, while you guys were slinging merch, I was in talking to our old friend, and then Monica comes in and sits at the bar next to me, and she's super drunk at this point, and she goes, "Can I just tell you something?" And I was like, "Yeah," and she was like, I almost had tears in her eyes, and she was like, I'm so blown away by the fact that you guys named your band after me." And I was like, "Oh yeah." And she was like, it's Monica, of all things to name Monica. Like, just kept going on like that, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And then I was like, "Hey, when is your birthday?" And she was like, "It was like 3 weeks ago." And I was like, "It's not your fucking birthday,
Birthday month,
Monica." Yeah, birthday month. But like,
we named moniker
yeah,
after Monica,
Yeah.
and
Well,
her
nobody else has ever been named Monica.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
yeah.
And her birthday was 3 weeks ago.
not even her birthday night.
Well,
Crazy. Just those people really were too much. I just couldn't.
honestly,
night.
if you hadn't told me where the story was, I would assume this was Austin. It would make a lot of sense.
They made the night
Yeah.
better.
It was
100%. Because they could have been really rude, or they could have just left.
now. So at a certain point, I think we all kind of just started. We decided we're gonna chill. So we all chilled by the cars. You can see the stage like really clearly from there. Everyone's kind of talking, hanging out, and oh, thank you. And Dave is talking to two members of Makeshift, Asa and Cole.
Yeah.
And the last band is playing. And the last band, very nice people. I don't remember how deep in the set they were when this happened because I honestly wasn't paying attention.
You at the end of the night were just like, I need to fucking get away from this.
Yeah. I had certainly had an amount of something.
Yeah.
I just needed to sit somewhere and just not be directly next to everything.
In the line of fire.
Yeah. So they're playing their song. As soon as the song is done, one of the members of Makeshift just blurts out laughing from something they were talking about. And he has the most infectious, loud, amazing laugh.
Yeah. High pitched, loud, very loud.
Like louder than me, maybe. Who knows?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And he felt so bad. And he just dive bombs down in front of the car.
Just the instant
So that'll come back later with how we did
That's
that.
something that sits with you for like days.
Oh man. That was his Hagen moment.
Yeah. But he's much more put together than me, so I don't know if it's beating him up still. Maybe it is. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. So we finished that show. We then just like the next date's Dallas. Easy fucking peasy. No problems at all. Although we incidentally pranked Dave the morning we were gonna leave. So
I was the room set up in our Airbnb.
this is we were like an old Denton house in San Antonio. It was wild.
Jackson was sleeping on the futon. Hagen had his own room in the back, and I had my own room in the middle off the kitchen. The room that I was in had a door you could close with curtains. So I slid the curtains over.
It's like a French door. It's
like a
that.
French door.
Yeah.
With curtains much like this. So I was just sleeping away because I was tired. And eventually I wake up. I'm like, I'm going to go get a shower, get ready to go because we had to check out at 11. And I walk out and take a shower.
Yeah.
And then by the time I'm in the shower, I get out and I don't see Jackson in the futon. I don't hear Hagen in his room. So I was like, oh, this is weird. All right, whatever. I'm just going to go get ready. So I finished getting ready, and then I'm like, all right, I'm going to go see if they're ready to go yet. I look out in the room, and Jackson's not in there. And I was like, okay, maybe he's down with Hagen. So I walk down in Hagen's room, and he's not there. And I was like, they fucking left me here.
Yeah.
But all their stuff is here, so where did they go? So I check out the back door, and I check out the front door. Both doors are locked, and I was like, I just start saying out loud, like, "Where's my band at?" Like to myself in the room, and I start checking in like the little closet where they have an iron. I'm like, they don't fit in there. Jackson maybe, but Hagen doesn't fit in there. That can't find them at all. So it's just like, where's my band at? Where the fuck did they go? So I had sent a text.
Were they on the roof again?
No, it was different Airbnb.
Different
but
place. Yeah.
I would have been worried if they were on this roof.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just start like kind of like getting a little worried, and I send it a group text. By the time I send a group text, they open the door, and Hagen hands me an iced coffee.
There you
I
go.
was like, "Oh, good, you're back."
I
was so scared.
There were just so many things of the weekend. I was very like emotionally drained, and I was like, I'm gonna go walk by myself and get coffee. Jackson happened to be in the living room. I was like, you want to get coffee with me? But so yeah, we went and walked to this cute little place and got coffee, and yeah. But so real quick, I forgot to go over the show pa from that. So the first band was very nice, and the one thing they did really, really well was they had to wait for the sound system to be set up. So it got a little annoying. They were just jamming the whole time, but the Meth Man loved it.
Sure,
like,
yeah, that's fine.
They were
fucking loved
jamming
it.
during sound check.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Which was like 40 minutes because there was no sound gear. So that was like, but anyway.
Right.
So the thing is, they booked another show later that night, so they had to play and go. It was like that. Now I can almost guarantee that I have done this to a touring band, and I've thought about when I did, and I can't remember when it was, but I'm sure I've done it. But this is a huge
Like
thing.
you as an individual, or you and your band you're playing with?
Probably like me as an individual just didn't think about it.
Because I think you as an individual, like playing a gig and then leaving, is fine.
Yeah.
If the whole band leaves, though, it's not great.
There were nights where Kites and Boomerangs had like 2 gigs in the same night in 2 different cities, and there's a good chance if I look back that they were with touring bands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the reason this is a show pa, and I feel like it's crazy that I have to explain this, but it's good that I should, is that if you're playing a show with out-of-town bands, the assumption is they don't have draw. They need you there because you have the draw. You can bring the people to the show. So if you book another show and then fucking leave, well, that's it.
Yeah, your people are going to leave probably.
Yeah, exactly.
Whether they go to see you play another show or they just go somewhere else.
And definitely don't tell the crowd that you have another show, because they did that too. They were like, "We have another show we have to go to."
Yeah.
Now,
To try and like make themselves feel important.
maybe, I don't know, but regardless, I don't want to like truly hate on them for that, because again, these are young musicians, people who are learning a lot.
Yeah, you take the gig. Yeah.
I probably have done it. We've all done the thing where we play 2 gigs in one night for sure, and I've probably done it to touring bands. So I don't want to fully just say malign them for that.
Yeah.
Because everyone learns from these things, but that is a big show pa if you're playing with an out of town band. Is remember that they are relying on you to bring the people. Like when we played Austin, when we played in February, we brought
Most of the crowd.
Yeah. And that was the thing that I was happy about, but I was also like, that kind of pisses me off.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's not how it's supposed to work.
Yeah. So then we head back to Dallas, easy peasy. The drive back to Dallas felt like it lasted forever for a little bit. The last 40 minutes was pain.
Especially for a little guy in the back.
I was going to say, how many stops did you have to make?
He cut it real close at the end.
He cut it real close, and like our first stop was just getting gas at Buc-ee's, and we had to deal with finding like a fucking spot to get gas, and
It took us
little guy in the backseat is just screaming at me.
a solid 10 minutes.
I'm like circling around, and there's a spot, and I'm like he's just behind me going, like fucking shut up.
It was so funny.
It was really funny. And then like that the rest of that drive was basically just us trying to stay together by like finding dumb shit to laugh to.
Yeah,
and like
trying not to let our tired, over socialized emotions and states
Like, get in
get
the
the
way.
best of
Yeah.
which is like where like
You share the screen with Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, you got it.
I got it.
I got it.
it's just like where like that's one of the many things that just kept us like alive.
It's like that ska music.
ska music for sure. And then we were hanging out in Dallas before the show. We played double wide, and nothing. I don't think anything happened that night. That was like
It's just fun.
It was just a really
Very cathartic.
really. I love double wide so much.
Staff there is great. They were super nice to us.
Staff there is great. If you're in Dallas and you haven't been to double wide, go to double wide. And if you haven't eaten at their sister bar, Thunderbird Station, eat at Thunderbird Station.
And that staff was great to us.
Yeah, that was like that night was nothing but easy, fun.
Yeah.
I played 2 sets. It was exhausting, but it was
Our sound guy Sam was like
yeah.
really good. I think that was his name,
Yeah,
Sam.
he's usually the sound guy there.
Yeah,
he's awesome.
he's great.
Did you tell
Especially
him to cut his hair?
no, especially the first night where the sound guy wasn't the nicest guy. He was a
sure.
sound guy.
Yeah.
The
Like
second
someone
night
told him
it
to
was
cut
like
his hair.
Yeah.
we were the sound people, and so
It was nice to have someone doing
yeah.
it who wanted to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the makeshift dudes come up to me and were like, dude, you guys sound great with a full sound system.
It turns out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a really just like you put it really well. It's just cathartic, and I like. There's so much that you take in when you play so many gigs in the first place, and there's so much you take in when you play 3 gigs in a row with the same group of people. And that becomes something that really just kind of it wears on you. And to have a night where you're just like, we're having a great
We're letting loose.
fucking time.
Lots of inside jokes, lots of camaraderie, and like
Yeah.
At the first day, it's not that we were all like not hanging out with each other, but it was a little bit like a high school dance, like boys and girls on, or boys on one side, girls on the other, like that stereotype kind of thing.
Yeah.
It was like we were in our little pocket and makeshift. By the end, like in Dallas, it was like everybody was hanging out with everybody, and little pockets were forming everywhere.
And they all got to meet your shirt, Matthew and the Arrogant Sea, because they also played, so they all became friends with them too.
They met your shirt.
Yeah.
They met your pants.
It was,
Yeah.
it was
That's a little weird.
it was a great time. I think we took away a big takeaway from that was ending runs in a hometown.
So good.
Good idea.
That
Yeah.
was it was
So nice.
Really nice to do that. Just
Jackson very graciously makes itineraries, and they're really good.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it's helpful.
Yeah, for
And it also helps me from asking dumb questions, like what other bands are playing with us. It's like,
Yeah.
well, I'll check the itinerary before I ask these questions.
Yeah, Dave knows
So
how
wait,
fucking triggered I get by that shit.
When y'all came back, did you like go home first and then go back to Dallas for y'all two?
we went to
Or
Jackson's
just
house.
go hang out at Jackson's place?
Yeah,
We got into town at like 4:45.
Okay.
Yeah.
We had load in was at 7:30.
Okay, that
so-
makes more sense.
Went to Jackson's house, just hung out for a bit, changed, like just relaxed,
Yeah.
and convinced Jackson's partner to come to the show.
And not work.
guilted,
Yeah.
guilted her to come.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun though.
Yeah, it was a great night.
Oh, I brought up the itinerary because at the end
Yeah.
on the itinerary where it said lodging, it said your own damn bed.
Yeah.
And at
was pretty
the
good.
end of those 3 days, it was just like,
Yes. That's a good thing then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I truly ended the run by doing Barbenheimer on Sunday. So
how was that, by
There
the
you
way?
Why am I saying it like that? It was awesome. It was. I think I was really tired. So here's the thing.
Which one did you see first?
Oppenheimer.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the move.
Yeah.
That's probably the right
Yeah.
call, yeah.
So Oppenheimer in the morning. Went home for a little bit, changed into our. Cause we wore fits for both movies.
Of course you did.
And then we came home and changed for Barbie. Went and had lunch at Chili's, and then went and saw the Barbie movie.
On purpose.
That makes
On
sense.
purpose.
though.
Okay,
for the record.
everyone was questioning why Chili's, and Kara was as well. And we're sitting there, and she's like, "This was perfect. This is it. Like it's the bit. It's perfect. It fits perfectly with the whole vibe of like the whole shtick
Going to the Barbie
of Barbenheimer.
movie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of Barbenheimer, of all of it. And it was a really nice day. Just like it was pretty tiring. I would be lying if I said in both movies I didn't have moments where I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna fall asleep." And
But one of them is very long.
yes,
Barbie is not that long though, right?
Hour and a half, I heard.
yeah, under 2
Yeah.
hours. Yeah. But both movies are great, and they both had it wasn't specific like moments that bored me.
That's what I
thought-
mean.
I
Yeah,
thought
it's not
Oppenheimer was
the
gonna,
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought Oppenheimer was gonna like bore me at some point. I wasn't bored. It was just I was really tired, and I felt like the cold brew they gave me at Alamo was decaf, which isn't a thing, but
Ugh.
it's not a thing. But I was
Shouldn't
just
be allowed.
I wasn't getting my boost of energy from my cold brew, and I kept like thinking I should just like go get another. I could like write another one, like give me another one. But I was like, nah, it's fine.
to be fair, have you seen it or do you care?
Barbie?
Oppenheimer.
No, I haven't seen it yet. I don't know that I will.
Okay. So
I don't know that I
the
will.
historical thing that everybody knows happens like a full hour before the end of the movie. So that combined with the coffee not working would be real weird.
I will say that my biggest complaint about the movie is, and this happens in a lot of movies like this, where because like the score of Oppenheimer is awesome.
Yeah,
it's
the
really
whole time.
good.
Yeah.
But like the intense score over like really boring bureaucratic shit to make it seem intense, I was like, this is not doing it for me. I don't know. And a lot of movies like that do it. Do
That
thing.
worked for me. That was good.
I liked the score and I liked the boring bureaucratic shit, but I was like, cut to Robert Downey Jr. talking fast one more fucking time with this music over it, I'm gonna freak out. Like this is this is. But yeah, I loved the movie. I if I had to pick my favorite, it probably was Oppenheimer. But I really just would see it again so I could do like proper IMAX because we saw it in pretty small. Proppenheimer.
It's real tough to get tickets to that.
Yeah, it is.
That's not at 2:35 in the morning.
Yeah.
That's currently what I have is like
2:30 in the morning.
Yeah, is next Saturday at 2:35 a.m.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
For Oppenheimer?
Yeah.
For IMAX?
Just for me, yeah, at IMAX. My
wife
was like, no, I'm not going to go to that.
Are you going to get a hotel?
It's not that far.
Are you going to like wake up for that?
No, I'll just stay up and be tired as hell.
Album.
Yeah.
My God.
I also might change that plan because they added more dates.
Yeah, they added like 2 weeks of dates, right? Yeah.
Which, I didn't happen to know about at the right time, so I didn't get the good seats. But
yeah. So that was our little those are tour stories. Well, the plan is to keep doing tours and keep doing stories, but I also want us to keep doing gig talk and keep talking about this because it's something that we're really familiar with.
It's been on the show for a long time.
Yeah, but it's something that also like I've been told by people that we should have like a class for people who are learning how to gig. Yeah. And this is a thing where I feel like the more that we talk about it, the more it can help certain people. It's something that I do feel very passionately about. Like let's create a tool where people can maybe learn about.
And it's a lot of things that we wish that we knew.
Right. Yeah. It's a thing that you've only learned by doing it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So
a little quick one. Don't load in with your gig shirt. It took me so long.
Oh, yeah.
It took me so long.
That's a good
one. I
one.
was told that one by an older pedal steel player named Ray Alston.
The shirt that you're wearing, not like the band shirt.
No. Wear a different shirt when you're loading in than when you're going to play on stage.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's not obvious, though.
No, I'm not saying it's obvious,
if you're
but it makes
new
sense.
to gigging and you're like, I'm going to a gig. I'm going to look real nice. And then you load in and it's 107 outside.
And you're all sweaty.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying don't wear your own band shirt.
Oh, well, just don't do that.
I mean, that's the thing people know in general at this point to not do.
Well, yeah.
You'd hope so.
I'm sure people still do it.
Yeah. So, what are we listening to, boys?
I got it.
Go ahead. I got it.
Sticks and Stones by Lucas Nelson and Promise of the Real. It's just came out very recently, and it's really good. And Joni Mitchell at Newport. We're going to listen to some of that on Friday.
Okay.
And I might cry on the show.
Sounds like
it's
a
beautiful.
Plan.
It's yeah. We'll talk about it on Friday.
Adam, what you got?
Lake Street Dive put out an album in 2021 that I completely missed called Obviously. So I'm just now listening to it, and it's really fucking great. Yeah.
I saw a clip this morning of a show last year where Theo Kasman came up and sang with Lake Street Dive.
Oh.
Came up and sang Good Kisser with them. It was amazing.
I know that song.
That's a great song. So I haven't been listening to fucking shit. I didn't do shit.
Didn't do your homework?
I didn't do my homework, no. The only time I would have listened to music would have been while we were driving, and I was just putting on familiar shit, stuff that would be like kind of whatever. So I'll shout out one last time the guys that we were on the road with, Makeshift Tapedeck. They are on Spotify, and they are also working on recording more music. Those guys are insanely talented. That was the other fucking thing with Meth Man and the girls. They kept complimenting Joel and Asa, their voices and their harmonies.
Yeah.
And truly, they are amazing. But they were like, oh my God, their harmonies are so sexy. And then eventually Cole, the drummer, was like, I'm fucking here too. But truly, they are like amazing at what they do. Great songwriters, amazing people, amazing everything. Yeah. So if you go check out Makeshift Tapedeck, they should be on all your streaming services, and we should have a link to it in the show description as well. Anybody got anything else?
No. I mean, we'll probably play more shows with that band.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's a really fun night, so you should come check it out.
Yeah. Well, I have some plugs. So next Wednesday, so a week from today, for anyone in Dallas, I will be playing the House of Blues with a band from New York called Eaglin. That's like eagle, but then an I-N. So they're coming to town. We're opening a show at House of Blues. It's going to be a lot of fun. So if you're in Dallas...
The big stage.
No, we're at Cambridge Room.
The medium stage.
Still good.
Not the restaurant.
Yeah, not the
I've
restaurant.
played the restaurant.
Not the restaurant.
Times.
Cambridge Room. It's a good room. Very excited to be in that room. Very excited to be playing with this band again. I love playing with them, so I cannot wait. So next Wednesday, August 9th, if you're in Dallas, come to the House of Blues. Similarly, on that day, this is, I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about this, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. Matthew and the Arrogancy is releasing our final single off of our upcoming album. So that will be released on August 9th as well. Very excited to put that song out and really get this fucking promo pushing for the album and the album release. And I'll be talking about the album release pretty much every week from here on out.
Yeah.
So, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We appreciate you guys so fucking much. It's good to be back. It's good to be home for a little bit. I'm happy to be here. If you haven't already, please follow, subscribe, whatever podcast app you're using to listen to this. If you're on YouTube, subscribe. If you're listening right now, go to, excuse me.
Yeah.
My turn.
Dude, sorry, I totally derailed you. Quick aside, my wife and I were in a store the other day trying to buy dog toys, and there was these two ladies on the other aisle squeezing dog toys, and one lady squeezed a pig toy. It was like that, and I walked and I went, "Excuse you." And they started laughing, and I started laughing, and then after we were in the checkout line, to my wife, I was like, "I'm so glad I did that. I thought it was really funny." She's like, "I know, you laughed longer than they did." And I was like, "I'm sorry. Sorry for who I am as a person."
Sorry for my friend.
I thought I was really funny. Yeah, sorry.
So thank you so much. It's my turn?
Yeah, your turn.
So thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, all that good shit. If you're on social media, you can find us on Instagram, DFDA Podcast. Don't Feed the Artist on TikTok. If you have any topic ideas, thoughts about the show, if you filled a whole toilet bowl with your piss, you can you can email us at toiletbowl@don'tfeedtheartist.com. Really, you can email us at anything at don'tfeedtheartist.com.
Toilet bowl, pee, pee, poo, poo, pee, pee, poo, poo.
It could be that at don'tfeedtheartist.com.
If you get all that right.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you get all that right, something happens, I guess. I don't know.
I was going to say we'll give you a
toilet
sticker,
bowl.
but we don't have any stickers.
No.
So.
We had pins, but that Monica took all of them.
Because they had her name on it.
Yeah.
And you know, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it. I think that's it. Did I miss anything? I don't think
We'll
so.
see everybody on Friday if you want to hang out with us.
Friday we should be live. Let's say 4 o'clock.
Sure. 3:30, 4 o'clock.
3:30, 4 o'clock live for Fun Fridays, where we listen to some new music and all that good shit. Thank you guys for being here. And
fuck off! Get me the towel!
Pee pee poo poo.